Hey everyone, welcome back to the ultimate guide for ChatGPT. We're going for the daddy, the ultimate guide for ChatGPT for 2025. Whether you're brand new to AI or whether you're an expert, you will find something in here to unlock the full potential of this amazing piece of software. You'll have seen in my previous videos, I put ChatGPT right at the top. It's the daddy. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into ChatGPT. This is the only video you need to get using this amazing software in 2025. Let's get into it. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, was formed in December 2015. That's the first news introducing OpenAI was in December 2015. This company is not even 10 years old. What they said was OpenAI is a non-profit artificial intelligence research company. Our goal is to advance digital intelligence in a way that is most likely to benefit humanity as a whole, unconstrained by a need to generate financial return. They launched GPT-1 was released in 2018. And as you can see, basically every year, 2019, 2020, GPT-3 went beta. It was released in 2020 in June, 3.5 in 2022. And really, 2022 was when generative AI became a thing. And that's when we saw the explosion of people using ChatGPT. And then we had ChatGPT 4 in March 23, GPT-4 Turbo in November 23, and then the sort of motherlode GPT-4 Omni, which is the current base GPT level. We've also got GPT-01 and Sora and lots of other things, but GPT-4o currently the base version for ChatGPT. Did you know that GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer? So generative, it can create things. Pre-trained, it has been trained from a large corpus of knowledge. Basically the internet, everything that's available out there has gone into train GPT. And transformer, it can transform that knowledge into an output. That is, it can generate that knowledge into an output and transform it into something that is useful to the user. So generative pre-trained transformer, that's what GPT is. So to get into ChatGPT, go into Google, put ChatGPT in, go to OpenAI, press try ChatGPT, and it will take you into ChatGPT. I'll go in. I'm already logged in, so it will give me my ChatGPT, but it's very simple. You don't have to pay for it. There is a paid version. There are two paid versions. You don't have to pay to use it. You can use it on the free plan, or you can use this plus plan, which is $20 a month, which is what I have. So you get everything in the free, extended limits on messaging. If you use the non-paid plan, sometimes you find that you hit a sort of message limit and it says come back in a few hours. It will give you limited access to O1 and O1 Mini, and you can create GPTs. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Limited access to Sora video generation. Well, I do pay my $20, but I don't have access to Sora because Sora is not available in Europe. And then there's the Pro version where you get everything that's in the Plus. You get unlimited access to O1 and O1 Mini and GPT-4o. You get high limits for video, screen sharing, advanced voice, access to O1 Pro mode, and extended access to Sora. Again, we don't get that either. $200 a month. That feels a bit steep for me. I'm not a heavy enough user to warrant that. So those are the pricing plans. But as I say, you can use it for free. And if you haven't used it already, go in, sign up for the free one and have a play around. I think that relatively quickly you'll be prepared to pay the $20 a month for the Plus plan. Okay, here is ChatGPT. Let's start on the right hand side. You've got your little picture. That's a rather old picture for me. And you have a number of, if you click on that, you have a number of settings. You've got My GPTs, Customize GPT, Settings, Upgrade Plan, Get ChatGPT Research Extension, and you can log out. Let's have a look at My GPTs. So these are GPTs that you have created. And if you're in the paid plan, then you can go in here and create a GPT. I'll go into that in a few minutes and show you how to create a GPT, customize GPTs. And this is really interesting. So it is the ability to tell GPT how about you and what you would like. And this is really important, well worth putting it in. So what would you like ChatGPT to know about you and provide better responses? So I'm a 55-year-old professor working at Coventry University. I write for a business audience. And then how would you like ChatGPT to respond? And this is really helpful. ChatGPT can be a little bit verbose at times, although I think it's improved significantly. But I can tell it I want to write in a direct, personable, casual tone, not too exuberant or upbeat, but straightforward and helpful. Don't be verbose, be jargon free, use clear language, clarity is key. Always reference in APA, so I like references. And these are some of the ideas. How formal or casual should ChatGPT be? How long or short should responses generally be? How do you want to be addressed? Should ChatGPT have opinions on topics or remain neutral? So give me the pros and cons of a topic. I've asked it for that. Preference accuracy over achieving a result. So one of the things that ChatGPT can do is to hallucinate, and you'll hear that quite a lot in the AI field. If you tell it to prefer accuracy over achieving a result, you'll reduce that. Use bullet points, numbered lists where appropriate. Be creative. Always inform me of confidence levels of your answers. Always provide a valid URL to confirm your information. Address the reader as you and your. When you create images with DALL-E, please always give me an interesting twist on the prompt. I like a number of different options to choose from. Don't over-explain your work. Minimize the use of adjectives and adverbs. Do not use words. Ensure, crucial, vital, nestled, uncover, journey, embark, unleash, dive, world, delve, discover, plethora, weather, indulge, crucial, more than just, not just, unlock, unveil, look no further, world of, realm, alleviate, landscape, navigate, daunting, lots in there. And that is because if you don't put that in, ChatGPT will use those words quite a lot. And it's one of the tells that your work has been generated by ChatGPT. Use the metric system and English, not American English. Otherwise you get lots of Zs. It's okay to be negative, to criticize or to push back on ideas that I have. I want it to be a tool that helps me generate ideas. You only need to be positive when it's appropriate, and check the web before answering. So that's what I would like, how I would like ChatGPT to respond. That's quite detailed. And then the capabilities that I want to use, I want it to be able to use web search, DALL-E, I want it to be able to code, I want it to use Canvas. And I'll show you certainly Canvas and web search and DALL-E in a few minutes. Okay, in terms of settings, you can set a theme. I've got mine on dark theme, but you can set it to light or to the system theme. Always show a code when using data analyst. I don't have that turned on, but that is the way that the data is given back to you using code. You can manage your archive chats, so you can delete them. You can archive them to clear them all. You can delete all your chats, and then you can log out of the device as well. Look, personalization, you can decide whether to use memory or not. And it is helpful to have memory working, because what will happen is that ChatGPT will remember when you give it an instruction. I would like you to work in this way, or this is where I live, or this is my preference over another thing. Then it will remember that, and it will use that again when you ask it similar things in future prompts. Allow speech, auto detect the main language, or you could put it into a language. Data controls, improve the model for everyone. I've got that on. Shared links, export data, show what's in the builder profile. Okay, so this is where I create my GPTs, and it's got some information about me, apps that I've connected. So I have got my Google Drive connected, but I haven't got my OneDrives connected, mainly because my organization doesn't allow me to connect my OneDrives to ChatGPT. Security, multi-factor authentication can be enabled, and you can log out of devices. I will have ChatGPT on loads of devices, so it's quite useful to be able to just log out from all devices, and then information about my subscription. And then you got the upgrade plan, get ChatGPT search extension, which I do have. So you can, in Chrome, you can have ChatGPT as your search extension. So it will use ChatGPT search rather than Google search, for instance. I do use it. I also use Perplexity quite a lot. So yeah, that's available. And then you can obviously log out. And then back over to the left-hand side, you can move the folder list away. And here you have the GPTs that you may have used in recent weeks. So not the normal ChatGPT, and then these are custom GPTs that I've used relatively recently. You can search your chats. So facts about 2025. So I made a search about that in 2025. So I made a search about that recently. So you can search your chats, and that's really useful. As you can see, you get lots and lots of chats. It becomes quite complex. So that's a really useful advancement. And then if you press this, it starts a new chat, a nice new clean chat. And we will go into that in a few minutes. You can explore GPTs. Now, this is really interesting. So these are GPTs that have been built by third parties, some of them by OpenAI, some of them by other people as well. And you have the top picks. So you have things that are featured and things that are trending. And then you can go into writing or productivity or research and analysis. And these are specific GPTs that have been built. And I will show you how to build one in a few moments. Specific GPTs that have been built that people have released for use. Really cool. And there's some very good ones if we go into the top picks. So obviously Canva is a great piece of software that I use all the time. You've got Write for Me. There are tools around. This tool here, Data Analyst. This has been created by ChatGPT, and I'll put a video above here of where I used Data Analyst to really look at some complex data. Really very cool, well worth using. DALL-E is a image generator, and again I will put a video up above of where I've used DALL-E to generate images. So well worth having a look through. Whatever you're doing, I use Veed quite a lot. I use Canva quite a lot. Scholar GPT. So just researching, just using scholarly articles to research, that can be really, really helpful. Summarizing videos, lots and lots in there for you to explore. So those are custom GPTs. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is have a look at the GPT models. So here we've got up here ChatGPT 4.0, which is the base model. And you can see great for most tasks. And it is really, you don't need much more than GPT 4.0 for most tasks. Then you've got the 0.1 model, and that uses reasoning. So what it does is that you put the prompt in, and we'll go through prompting in a moment, but you put the prompt in, and instead of giving you an answer, it starts thinking about that prompt, and it will go through several iterations, and it will put in time to think through a prompt before it gives you an answer. And this gives it, this makes it really, really good for very advanced problem solving or for advanced coding. And it is that inference time that time to think before it gives you the answer is one of the ways that this technology is moving forward. So ChatGPT 4.0, perfect for most things. O1 Mini have this reasoning. And then the other models that are there are 4.0 Mini, which is faster and cheaper, and GPT-4, which is the legacy model. All the other ones have gone. GPT-3, 3.5, they're all gone now. So we're down to basically 4.0, 4.0 Mini, and O1, and O1 Mini. Those are the models that people use. So I use 4.0 Mini when I'm using ChatGPT as an API, when I'm drawing it down from another piece of software, because I find it's fast, and it's usually because I'm breaking up my requests into smaller bites. It's perfectly it works perfectly well with 4.0 Mini. Still really, really strong, but because I break things up into smaller tasks, 4.0 Mini is cheaper and quicker, and so it is a really effective model that I use. Okay, let's jump into the actual chatbot. So you get what can I help with, and this is the area here where you put in your message or your prompt. You'll hear prompt a lot, but there's some other things here as well. So you can attach files, you can attach from connected apps from Google Drive, or you can just upload from the computer. Okay, so I have said write a story on Luke Littler. Here's a short story about Luke Littler, and it's a nice dart story. Littler stood on the Ocky, crowd roar filling the air, just 16 years old, is already a sensation in the world of darts. Okay, now, as you saw before, I have already given ChatGPT some instructions about how I want it to respond. But there are a series of things that you can do to improve prompting. And here are 2 or 3 that I would give you advice on. I would advise you to use if you possibly can. So first thing is give the ChatGPT a persona. So you are a sports writer. Then give it its context. So you're writing for a Sunday newspaper, you've given it some context. So write 250 words. So you are giving it you're telling it how big you want the story to be. And so you are putting boundaries around it. Make it entertaining and informative. So you're telling it what style of writing you want, and you're telling it what you want to write the story on. So you are a sports writer. You've given it a persona. You're writing for a Sunday newspaper. You're giving it context of what the audience should look like. You've told it how big you want the story to be. So you want 250 words. It needs to be entertaining and it needs to be informative. You're giving it some style tips, and you want it to write a story on Luke Littler. See what we get. So it's written a 250 word story for a newspaper in quite short paragraphs, and it's writing on as if it was a sports writer. So that's one of the really important things about prompting, is really understanding how to prompt. And I will put a video above here on prompting. And I can't stress enough how learning the basics of prompting really opens up this technology for you. It really makes this technology sing, and improvement you get in the outputs you get from the technology when you understand how to prompt effectively is very, very significant. So have a look at that video when you're thinking about using ChatGPT, and it will give you all you need to understand how to prompt effectively. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is to jump into custom GPTs. And as I said, you can create a GPT here. You can create a GPT. I've got quite a few already that I've created, so you can create a new one there. We're going to go into the Desert Rose Care Guide, which was one of the GPTs I wrote for one of the audience to these videos who asked about a custom GPT, and so I did one for him on the care of desert roses. Now let's just jump into this GPT. So when you go to create a GPT, you go into it and it asks you what you want, what you're trying to create, and you put a prompt in to tell it what you're trying to produce, and then you get a chance to configure the GPT. So it was the name is a Desert Rose Care Guide, description, an expert guide for growing and caring for desert roses, and then you tell it what this GPT is for. So this GPT is a guide and support for growing and caring for desert roses. It provides detailed information on various aspects such as planting, watering, pruning, pest control, and general maintenance. It offers tips for troubleshooting common issues and suggests best practices for ensuring healthy and vibrant plants. And then you get to put in your conversation starters. So these things here on the right hand side, you can see that they are what soil is best for desert roses. They are conversation starters, and you get to put your own in there. And then you get to upload knowledge. So you can find documents, PDFs, all sorts of information about desert roses, and then you just upload that knowledge into the knowledge base, and then you can tell the GPT what capabilities it can use. So it can search the web, it can use Canvas, and it can use DALL-E image generation. I don't need it to be able to use code interpreter and data analysis. And that's it. It's very simple. And then you've got your own GPT. You can share the GPT with others, which is what I did. You can send a link, or you can publish it. If you publish it, you have to have some privacy documentation on a website, which when I created this I didn't have, but I do now. So I could absolutely update the GPT and put it into the GPT list that I showed you. So I could publish it here, and then people could use it just from going into ChatGPT and searching for it. That's GPTs. I'll put a link below to the video that I made where I created that GPT. And if you want to create your own GPT, that's a good one to look at, and I go through it step by step. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is projects. So this is relatively new. So basically you can create a project and give it a name. So let's call it Darts Superstars. And then effectively what you're doing is creating a folder, and then within that folder you can have multiple conversations within the folder, and you can add specific instructions, and you can keep all of your chats in that instruction. Actually, rather than create a new one, let's just go into one that I use for video scripts. So here you can see the several video scripts that I've created over the last few weeks since I've been using this. And the ChatGPT 2025 full guide is there's a video script for that. But what you can do is you can upload a project file. Now I've got a project file in here, which is a script structure. And once again, you add files, you can just click on them and download them. And then you can put clear instructions. I always want my scripts to be SEO optimized. They should have a catchy title, a hook, clear narrative thread. Video should always be informative and entertaining. Include detailed descriptions where you suggest I demonstrate something. Suggest suitable B-roll where appropriate. Then I can just say, create a script for the use of projects in ChatGPT. And it gives me a hook, and it gives me a introduction, content, start a new project, features you'll love. Certainly organization, one of the things that is really helpful. Without it, I would end up with my scripts all over the place. Now they're all in one place, sync with things like Google Docs, etc. And it will track progress, and I've given you a real life case. There we go. And it just stays in there, ChatGPT project guide. And all of my scripts will be in the same place. And as I improve the instructions I give to it, I improve if I want to upload a more detailed guide to creating scripts, then I can do that. And it will just grow and learn over time. A really big advance in the use of AI are things like projects. And we're going to go on next to Canvas, which I think is another massive leap. So the model's staying very much the same, but the way you use the model improving really significantly. That's projects. And now I've said, write a 500-word blog about Luke Littler and use Canvas. And we should now see how Canvas changes. So interestingly, it's opened up a new page, and Canvas effectively then gives you the ability to interact with the output from the activity. So we've got a 500-word blog. So over on the left-hand side, you have the original prompt and its response, and then it's put it into Canvas. So we've got a document over here that we can work on. You can add some additional prompts. You can say, make it shorter, make it longer, whatever you want. You can say, compare Luke Littler to previous dart superstars, that sort of thing. Over here on the right-hand side, you have a whole series of other tools. So you can suggest edits. You can adjust the length. You can make it shorter or longer. You can adjust the reading level. You can add some final polish, and then you can add emojis. So I've done a whole video on the use of Canvas. In fact, I've done 2 videos on the use of Canvas, and I'll put links to them in the description below. But really, really powerful use. Let's just have a quick look. So let's just do the suggesting edits. So it will go through and it will consider elaborating on what sets him apart. You can just say apply, wait for it to do all of its thinking. You can apply that, and it will go through and it will recast that paragraph with this additional information in. It could be more specific example, an anecdote from one of these tournaments. Let's see what it gives us. One memorable event where he defeated players twice his age to win his first junior title. So as you can see, you can go through and really work with your document. You could also go and say here, you can ask ChatGPT, say, tell me about the town of Warrington. So you can go in here and it will give me information about Warrington. And then you can say, great, add this into the canvas. It will now add in the data about Warrington into the canvas. Really, really clever. And you can add the final polish and it will just clean it all up. Sometimes you get multiple versions of the same bit of information, and adding the final polish just cleans it up. It's now going through and it will just make sure that it's all smart. Get rid of these. You have a final document which you can copy. You can go back to previous versions if you didn't like the change that was made, or you can show the changes that were made as well, which is really good. That was the last thing I deleted. So that is Canvas. Really, really, really powerful. As I say, there are 2 videos on Canvas. I like it so much. I use it all the time. I use it when I've got a document to create and I want to have a partner to create it with, so I can load up my first draft and then I can go through with ChatGPT, expanding it out, shortening it, creating a table, those sorts of things. Really, really powerful. A bit of additional user interface that you have in ChatGPT. Well worth doing. So we're going to try the O1 model. Now, first thing you'll notice is that there's no search available on O1. That's still not available in the O1 model. I've created a complex prompt, which is a scenario. You're an expert consultant for a fictional country, Nova Terra, which is planning a transition from fossil fuels to a sustainable green economy within 15 years. The government has asked for a detailed strategic plan to achieve this goal while balancing economic growth, social equity, and environmental preservation. Write a report outlining a comprehensive strategy. Your response should include economic strategies, energy transition plan, social considerations, policy recommendations, global partnerships. So this is a complex task where reasoning will really make a difference. I think it might take some time. So let's set it off. It's gone into Canvas, which is great. Or maybe that hasn't gone into Canvas. We'll see whether. So it's now thinking about the problem, identifying strategies and initiatives, crafting a strategic plan, navigating strategic options, and there it goes. Created a rationale, challenges, mitigation, sustainable agriculture, eco-friendly constructions, an energy transition plan, given a recommended mix, timeline over 15 years, social considerations, policy recommendations, global partnerships, summary of trade-offs. Moderate confidence in this plan's practicality. So remember, I've asked it to give you a confidence level. It's given me some references of where it got the information. Now, so I would do, once we had this strategy, is that I would copy that. I would open up 4.0, which has Canvas, and open it in Canvas, and then use Canvas to fill out some of these areas where I needed more information, because it's just giving me a very high level response. Anyway, that is ChatGPT 01. Really good for very complex things and for coding as well. Okay, there we go. ChatGPT, absolutely the daddy as far as I'm concerned. I've used all of the other models. I've used Llama, I've used Gemini, I've used Perplexity, probably not a good comparison. I've used Claude, and ChatGPT still my go-to model. It's the one I use every day, gives me what I want. I think Projects and Custom GPTs and Canvas make it stand out. Really, really fantastic. So what I would say is, if you haven't used ChatGPT up to now, get in and use it. This technology is moving really quickly. You can have a go on it for free. Have a look at my videos around prompting. Will really help you unleash this technology and give you responses that really blow your socks off. If you haven't used it, have a go. If you are a heavy user, keep going, keep feeding back, keep doing new things. Let me know if there's something that you'd like me to do with ChatGPT in the comments below. And sure, if there are things that I've missed, if there are uses for AI that you think I haven't covered, please put them in the comments. If you want me to do something, if you want me to do some GPTs, if you want me to do some more around projects, etc., then let me know in the comments below. It'd be lovely to be able to help you. And yeah, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. That really helps me. I really enjoy this technology. I enjoy sharing it with you. I enjoy listening to your feedback. I enjoy seeing people really understand what this technology is about. So give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I can keep making these videos. That would be fantastic. All right, I've been the Professor. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.